Unbelievable. All right. So my last video has no sound because I guess I didn't check it. I've got a new Wi-Fi adapter that seems to have some conflict with my USB camera, which includes the USB microphone. But anyways, I'm going to do this video, and I'm hoping that people will be able to see it. I'm actually on panel 4 at this point. I've got 1, 2, 3. Um, just to catch you up on what's going on if you missed it, I've got Brillig wandering through the Lost Library. I took a lot of time doing these backgrounds. He's exploring the area, and then he gets hit on the back of the head with the constellation of philosophy. And we find out it's these frog guys. Oops. So the frog guys are sitting on top of this shelf. Well, they think they're safe. Anyhow. And they're hurling more books at him. These frogs are designed after. Um, well, so in the book Alice in Wonderland, there's a frog footman and a fish footman. And I drew them both in my sketchbook, a version of both of them. The footman is kind of like a valet or a butler, sort of, but actually, a valet and a butler are completely different positions. But a footman is like a servant, and they would dress up in these sort of elaborate 17th century costumes, seems like, all the way through, in royal or noble houses. I think if you've ever seen Downton Abbey, Thomas was a footman, I believe. Well, I've already broken the rule of Prado by doing the background first. I want to do the foreground first. Let's do that. Oops. So our foreground is Brillig in dodo form, getting very steamed. I don't know if I'll do that, but we'll see. In my mind, I have it. You know, in the Muppet Show or the Muppets, or even Sesame Street, when Bert would get mad, looking for that kind of silent burn where he's about to turn around. Bert used to do it really well, like, or he would just look at the camera and be really furious. Or Oscar the Grouch could do it too. So that's what I had in mind for my dodo scene. Once he realizes these two idiots are throwing books at him. And I wonder if I can do like a bit of a hand, not much of a hand. I'm kind of wondering how much hand do I show? And from what angle? I think that'd probably be okay right here. One of the cool things about the Brillig design is it has so many different textures on it. It's got the scaly texture, and then the feathered texture. And, I like to use the Muppet analogy because he's kind of, I always um, thought it was cool the weird materials that the Muppets were made out of, and I wanted it to look like that. So here I am hoping that I'm capturing sound. Alright, anyways. You don't get to see me drawing bookshelf after bookshelf. I'm leaving the old video up. I know it's got no sound on it. But maybe you'll find it interesting anyway. For me, it's accountability. Just shows that, you know, I put the effort in that day. Of course, I put the effort in every day. I definitely love the look of the Muppets. You know, and that was a legitimate dark fantasy look. I mean, if you look at Labyrinth or Dark Crystal, like the designs there are incredible. They're very well done. All right. So let's do another bookshelf here. And I'm not doing the pencil layer anymore. I'm just sort of faking it in. But that's a lot of what it is. All right, let's take a look. Was I off? Maybe a little bit. That feels good to me. All right, so let's I'm gonna do the bookshelves first. I want to do the books are going to be at an angle because we're looking up towards the top of the bookshelf. So we want to make sure these perspective lines reflect that. You also notice I haven't gotten a ruler out. So I'm faking it. Yes. Which is fine. Some people frown on that. But not me. Okay. I was looking at some of this art from certain creators that get a lot of they get a lot of props, but I don't understand why. This guy had posted like 3 or 4 panels um, on IG, and I was looking at it, and it totally looked traced. Everything on it looked traced. Obviously, it was. I mean, if it wasn't traced, let's say it wasn't, it was drawn to look as if it had been traced, like, like, and also it's all zoomed in. Like you get face after face after face. So it's very facey, faces. Um, once per page, at least. You need to zoom out and show the whole body. This is just theatricality. Anyways, let me put it this way. It didn't look illustrated to me. It's vector drawn. If it wasn't a traced photo, it was a traced 3D model. Or it was just drawn to look like it was traced and it succeeded. Just really ugly. Comics are illustration. Illustration does not have to be realistic. Okay, so here's our books. Right? But it's not really our books because we're also going to vary the heights on our books. And then in certain books, we're going to make them really thin. You might be looking at this going, what is he doing? I don't understand. Oh, this is too big. Let's make this into let's do this. Right? Okay. This is what I've learned from doing a ridiculous amount of bookshelves scenes. Are we slightly to the... I think we need to, yeah, show a little bit of an angle. Maybe not a whole lot of angle. And this also allows us to block in. I'm always looking for places where you can block in some solid blacks because you need that contrast. And if it's too far away from the subject, like let's say this bookshelf was pushed way in the background, you can't go full black. You can see that I've gone just with hatching there. Like these are full black, and then in the back it's just hatching, but when the overall effect is it looks fainter. I haven't drawn my frogs up top yet here. So yeah, that was my idea, is to make the frogs kind of a menace. Run around the library and throw books at people. All right. Now, now that we've got our books, here's the next thing we're going to do. We've got this book showing an angle on the left. No, on the right, rather. So we want to hatch that. But what about this book that's next to it? That should also... We don't have to go in too hardcore on it. Um, Finally, to show some spine to the books. And book spines can all look differently. Like sometimes it's just a box. Sometimes you could do like one of these. Maybe these books here are part of a series, so they can have like the same one. How about this one over here? You don't have to do all of them, and then certain books are going to be pushed further back from the shelf. And maybe one book is was accidentally placed with the spine facing inwards. So we're going to do something like that. And this should give you enough variety. There we go. Now, when we get to the, to bring back the pencil layer for a second, when we get to these frogs, they're going to be leaning over the thing. So we're going to be overdrawing a lot of this. There's going to be some erasing going on, which is fine. But we don't want it to bother us right now. So we're going to, whoops. Do it like that. The angle of our books, our so-called perspective angle, you can tell was completely faked, but it's basically just, you know, A matter of eyeballing it. What it looks like is what matters. Do we want to do another leaning book? No, I think we're okay on this one. Not every bookshelf has to have leaning books. Maybe this one's well stocked. Um, you can also simply leave a book out. Like, let's say let's leave this book out. There's just a spot. Maybe that's where they got the book that they threw. And then it's kind of the same deal here. Corn. All right, here we go. And you can already tell some books look like they're already pushed further back in the shelf, or, you know, different kinds of books. This is a far cry from when I first did the Celestial Library and Prometheus Powers. I had to draw some books, a big library there with big shelves and everything. And I don't think I thought hard enough about it when I did it. It's almost embarrassed to show it now. This is a much more sane way of doing it. Let's say this one's going to be called, we'll give it a title. What would a funny title be? Take that, thou pusillanimous pigeon, and read upon this one next. I think he's hitting him with a copy of The Idiot by Dostoevsky. How about, what would be a good book to hurl at him? One that would be funny. How about 1,000 soup recipes? It's like that actual size. I don't know if that's going to actually carry, but fine, fine. We just split this one too. Okay, now how do we make this guy look angry? We're going to do these sort of open George McManus Life with Father sort of eyes. And I think we gotta show that. All right, let's get these right here. Let's do this as a blank. There we go. So it's all about that black space, and I'm just now learning this, by the way. So this isn't like I've been doing it this way for a long time. I think I started picking up this style with Unga Bunga in the Uncanny Journeys volume of 9 volt. The secret is always through quantity. Quantity is the only way to achieve true quality. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck doing this vector art, fucking traced photo, super reference shit that's never going to look good. It's because you're cheating yourself. You're thinking, oh, this is going to look good. People will be totally fooled by this. No, nobody's fooled by it. All right. All right. I've got problems because he hits him with another book. Where's the other book? Let me reduce the ink for a second. Oh, here's the other book, right? And he's hurling it this way. So let's. There we go. All right, let's do this other book. This is the Idiot by Dostoevsky. Oh, and the pages are flapping open too. That's an important part of this. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to have to do kind of an inking trick to make this book stand out from the rest of the background. Otherwise, it'll just get lost in the pattern. Let's bring it back. Well, it kind of worked. All right, let's take a look at how we can. We're doing something called a halo effect, which is we're just going to give it a little bit of white outline anywhere. About that right there. If I was smart, I would put this on a new layer so I'm not messing up with the other layers in case I change my mind, but who said I was smart? All right. All right, let's make sure that we can see it. The idiot. That's how I look now. Is it too cluttered? Maybe just a bit. Maybe just a bit. We could do a sound effect too. He's not really being hurt by these books. He's just annoyed with them. Bop. All right, let's work on dem frogs. So the fish footman and the frog footman, I don't know what the joke is, but I think it's has to do with um, fish don't have feet, and then frog's legs somehow. Frog's foot, something maybe. It's Lewis Carroll, so it's turn of the century humor. This is the distinctive looking waistcoat that the footmen have to wear. Getting slightly better at drawing these frogs. This was one where I had to really work on the model for a couple of days before I got it going. I think I'm even better than when I penciled it in there as far as how to get the look of it right. All right. Do we nose or no nose? There's a frog nose, which is just like a little boop right there. Do I do it or do I not do it? And then this one, that's actually the hand of the other frog. And unlike frog number one, he's got his eyes closed. That's to make the expression work. I mean, I could do it with the eyes open, but I think this works even better if you do it with the eyes closed. Well, that's the contrast. Eyes open, eyes closed. Eyes staring, eyes, clenched. I'm just hoping that when I render this video that there's going to be sound. There better be sound. I'm looking at it says microphone USB live camera audio, which is this. If I can see the video, then the audio should also be working. Right. Oh no. All right, let's make sure that we get it. Yeah, this frog is slightly back from the edge here. And that seems to work. I say seems to work. A lot of times I'm looking at something and I think it's working. It's not really working. I don't recognize till later. Oh, the hand of the frog. Okay. Let's do that. That's too much line weight. These loops there. There we go. All right, I think we have a legit panel. Just about. I'm gonna halo the dodo himself and the rest of the panel. He should be he's the thing out front. So that gives him a little bit more pop. And then we're gonna do some bubbles. Let's switch to technical pen. There we go. I don't have to do this, but it works. Okay, good. Let's do this side now. It's always a good idea to use the square edge of the panel as part of your bubble. And if you don't believe me, look at just pull a comic book off your shelf and you'll see that they often use the square edge as part of the bubble. All right, let's get back to ink. I think that's enough. We've kind of kayfabed in a fake ceiling. Although part of the premise of the Lost Library is the ceilings are just impossibly high because the shelves are so impossibly high. So maybe I'll take that ceiling back out. I think it's fine to leave. Yeah, we don't know how high the ceiling is from there. Well, that looks good. All right. Please like, follow, and subscribe. I apologize for the audio problem on the previous video. See you later.